Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited. EAA Flight Test Manual brings professional resources to amateur-built aircraft. Rapper fatally injured in wing-walking accident. And C17 drops Humvee in a residential neighborhood. Hello, I'm Laura Hutson. It's October 29th, and this is Airborne Unlimited. EAA continues to show that it's actually acting in the interest of its membership rather than posturing. The latest move is the availability of a new flight test manual. The 47-page manual is a comprehensive program for amateur-built aircraft flight testing. It includes outlines for each essential test point, as well as a booklet of 19 test cards that could be carried in the aircraft for quick reference and data collection while in flight. Those test cards are similar to those used by professional civilian and military test pilots, and are an exclusive resource for amateur-built aircraft pilots using the EAA manual. The EAA Flight Test Manual provides the guidance and data collection process to bring simplicity to a flight testing program. It allows pilots to have a full understanding of an aircraft's performance, characteristics, and limitations. It is also designed to be a handy reference that accompanies the aircraft for future flights. The manual is one segment of EAA's work with the FAA to create a new alternative Phase 1 flight testing program using a requirements-based foundation that can bring a significantly reduced flight test hour requirement in exchange of successful completion of the step-by-step flight testing program. The manual is available online for $17.95 for EAA members and $22.95 for non-members. After the break, Bridenstine says Russia is on track to fly to ISS in December.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Welcome back. If you have a story suggestion for Airborne Unlimited, Aero-TV, Airborne Unmanned, the AMA Drone Report, our website or podcast, just email to news-by@aero-news.net. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine said Russia appears to be on track to resume manned space flights to ISS in December, following the October 11th emergency launch abort. During a meeting at the National Space Council, Bridenstine said that the Russians are not happy about the incident, but thankful that the U.S. astronaut and Russian cosmonaut both returned safely to Earth. An overwhelming majority of Sky Regional pilots have filed membership cards with Canada Industrial Relations Board seeking representation by ALPA. Under Canadian regulations, the CIRB will now investigate the application for certification, which may include contacting Sky Regional pilots who turned in a card to confirm its authenticity. Astronics Corporation has worked with Sikorsky, a Lockheed Martin company, to install and certify the Max-Viz 2300 Enhanced Vision System on a new Sikorsky S-76D helicopter. Offered by Astronics Max-Viz, the 2300 can now present images on multi-function displays, primary flight displays, and on standalone displays. The Max-Viz 2300 is available on Sikorsky aircraft at a time of purchase, or as an upgrade later. Utah has officially opened its door to a UAS industry at Deseret UAS headquarters in Tooele. Deseret UAS headquarters is located at the Experience Center in Tooele City. This state-of-the-art facility boasts UAS flight simulations, real-time test flight viewing, and collaborative meeting spaces. Deseret UAS is a nonprofit corporation created jointly by Tooele and Box Elder counties, in close partnership with Ogden City. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. Sometimes you can take a stunt too far. Canadian rapper John James McMurray was fatally injured last week during a music video shoot that was to have featured the musician walking on the wing of what was reported to be a Cessna. The accident occurred in Vernon, British Columbia. McMurray was walking on the wing of a Cessna during flight. The plane entered a downward spiral that the pilot was unable to correct while he was on the wing. In a statement, McMurray's management team said that he had held onto the wing until it was too late, and by the time he let go, he did not have time to pull a chute. He died on impact, according to the statement. The pilot was able to regain control of the airplane and land safely, according to the report. The management team said that McMurray had been working on the project for months. He trained intensely for the stunt, they said. After these messages, C17 drops Humvee in a residential neighborhood.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Based on the popular Sling 2 LSA, the Sling 4 was designed to be the most practical and desirable lightweight four-place experimental aircraft on the market. Find out more about this 115 horsepower turbocharged airplane at airplanefactory.com.
Welcome back. One family got a surprise gift that they weren't expecting when Uncle Sam dropped a Humvee on them literally. A C-17 dropped a Humvee into a residential neighborhood during a training exercise Wednesday. Fort Bragg officials have confirmed the incident. Michael Novogradic, a spokesman for the U.S. Army's Operational Test Command, said in a statement that a load of some kind was released early and we're looking into how it happened. A special operations team was training for an equipment drop zone scenario in a war zone. The plane was carrying the Humvee and a heavy load platform flying at about 1,500 feet AGL. The aircraft was about a mile from the flight drop zone when the vehicle went out back of the airplane. Everything went as planned except for the early release, said Fort Bragg spokesman Tom McCollum. The Humvee came to the ground under the parachute as planned. There were no injuries and no property damage was associated with the accident. The aircraft, a C-17 Globemaster III, belongs to the 437th Airlift Wing at Joint Base Charleston. We imagine that the accident report will make for an interesting reading. Well, that's our program for today. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, alternating with Airborne Unmanned on Tuesday and the AMA Drone Report each Thursday. Additional breaking news bulletins may be posted for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and do check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. We'll see you tomorrow.